right? So it is not because of whether one is better than the other. It is only because if we don't get, people here don't donate, we certainly cannot do cadaveric liver transplant. So we have no choice but to do live donor liver transplant. People don't donate because of various religious reasons, social reasons, cultural reasons. We recommend liver transplant, first of all, when the liver fails. So the liver is not working anymore, not enough for you, so you become very yellow, you can't live a normal life, and then you have a liver transplant. But sometimes your liver might be working well, but you have got cancer in the liver. So both your side of the liver has cancer and you cannot take it out, the chemo is not so useful, then you have a liver transplant. Before the patient has a liver transplant, he will have to be assessed, for example, that he truly needs a liver transplant, right? So we will have to check and make sure that the cancer, for example, if it is the cancer has not spread outside the liver. Otherwise, transplant will not be useful, right? If he has a liver failure, the liver failure we know cannot be reversed by normal medical means. So his liver is too badly damaged, he will need a liver transplant, otherwise he will die. Then we assess his donor. Let's say we're talking about live donor liver transplant here, because it's more common in Asia. Make sure the donor wants to donate. It's very clear that there is a small danger to him, but he wants to do it to save his loved one's life. Second thing is that the donor liver itself is functioning well, and the donor is the anatomy of the liver, the blood vessel, for example, the bile duct, for example, are suitable for the live donor liver transplant. And ultimately, in the preparation in Singapore, we have to get permission from the Ministry of Health. Then the transplant will be carried out. Normally the donor stays about 1 week in the hospital and then he goes back. He will take about 2 to 3 months to recover fully. But for the recipient, he obviously is the one who has been sick, so he might take a little bit longer to recover. But usually again, they make full recovery and they will live a normal life like everybody else. The only thing about this journey is that even after they are recovered, you must remember they have to be on anti-rejection medication. The anti-rejection medication makes their body weak, and therefore they are more open to infection, for example. So they have to be very careful, especially in the first year when they are taking quite a lot of anti-rejection medication. They try not to eat raw meat. We tell them the first year, just in case they get food poisoning, it will be quite bad for them. If they have pets in the house, to make sure that if they touch the cats, the dogs and all, to wash their hands immediately after. For example, if they like gardening, to make sure they wear gloves. If they go to a crowded place, whether it is the shopping mall or the cinema and things like that, they try not to go if they don't have to. But if they go, they wear a mask or something like that. There is a risk to the donor. This is a very, very big operation, a very major operation, and therefore it should only be done in facilities that are very good, with very experienced doctors. Sometimes the donor can even die, right? So you're looking at calculated about 0.1 to 0.3%. But there have been donor deaths, in other countries. It can be because of the process, like all surgery, has a risk of bleeding and various things like that. But as I mentioned to you, this is a major operation, and bleeding can be a problem. On the other hand, it can also be regards to the donation, what you just mentioned, because if the surgeons are not careful, they don't measure the parts they're taken out carefully, too much of the liver is taken out from the donor, then the donor will get into trouble.